Peter's stopping to do a little hash in between our runs into the bins.
Onefootflipper.
All right, so it's Saturday morning. I'm here with my good friend Peter. We're gonna go to the bins.
Hi, Internet.
We're specifically, well, among things to make money, we're gonna look for a rear hinge to a big Coleman cooler. Because earlier this week I found a near perfect Coleman Personal 72. That is the rarest and hardest to find of the Coleman Personal series of coolers. There hasn't been one on eBay in the last 3 years. But one of the hinges is a little bit imperfect, but I believe the 56 and the 48 use the same hinge. So we're gonna get one of those hinges. That's gonna cost us about 8 cents.
If we find one.
If we find one. Otherwise, we're just gonna look for things that cost more than $10. Because since I go to the bins all the time now, I no longer get items worth less than $10. Just toss them back, goodbye.
Okay, no Christmas trees, right?
We're not buying Christmas trees only because I don't have room to store, even though it's about time to sell them. I don't have room to store the Christmas trees, and you have to take them, you have to open it up and make sure the entire thing's there.
Yeah, well, last time there were about 20 trees, but I just skipped them.
Oh yeah, they would have been.
You could put one in a cart, and then you're like, yeah, now I got to go get another cart.
Yeah, they would have been $5 each too. And actually, if somebody had the room, they're great because they will sell for like $80, $100. But you've got to have the space for them, and you've got to make sure they're all there. Kevin, the Commonwealth Picker, does that every year. He buys a bunch of Christmas trees and sells them at Christmas time.
Or would maybe now be the time to get your pool stuff or whatever for summer, or you just don't do the storage and the off-peak season thing?
Sometimes I think about that, sometimes I don't. Like, I'm not picking up Halloween anymore unless it's really good, because I know I've only got about a week to get it up and sold before it'll sit all year.
Right. Okay.
Christmas sells all year long, but I don't think Christmas trees would sell all year long.
No, that's kind of a specific time block there. But I mean, ornaments and little knickknacks are probably.
Yeah, people will buy the cutesy stuff all the time, but they're not thinking, oh, I better buy a Christmas tree when it's March.
All right, I just thought, I was just thinking about it like, well, now would be the time to get your pool stuff, right? Because it's like pool season's over, it would be relatively cheap to get. Well, or would it sort of degrade as the year went by, and then by the time you get to, I think, June when they open, it's not going to be any good? Or is that something you got to work out on your own and figure out?
Yeah, you've got to figure out whether it's worth, like the old kind of pool stuff I'd normally get would be only like vintage inflatables, and the weirdos who collect that. I'm sorry I called you weirdos, the two of you who are watching this, but I think you guys will buy that all year round.
No, I think weirdos is probably the right word.
Because you're either happy to keep it in that sealed package, or you're blowing it up in your basement. One of those two things is happening. I don't understand it, but I as an American, I support your
right to do so.
Your right to do that, and I will fight for it.
As long as you do it within your own home and no other adults over the age of 18 are harmed.
Well, we try not to harm anyone, regardless of their age. So what happened yesterday, messed up my bins day, is that my daughter Julie managed to perform a magic trick on the front door of our house. She managed to somehow jiggle her key and the deadbolt in a way in which it just decided to temporarily break it. Turn the key one way, goes all the way, but nothing happens. Turn it the other way, goes all the way, nothing happens. I had to come home from the bins. I couldn't get in either. Luckily, 3 minutes later, Fox Hunter showed up. And since he is under 30, he got the task of going in my backyard and basically breaking into my house. I mean, not really breaking into my house, but he got the task of
neutralizing the security measures.
Yes, neutralizing
to the house. How
yes,
about that?
Yes, neutralizing the security measures in the rear of my building and getting into the house. So now he knows the secrets. Can't tell you the secrets because I don't want to come downstairs one morning and find you hanging out in my basement.
Well, I mean, that's why they're secret, right?
Right, it's a secret.
I mean, if you told everybody, it wouldn't be very secret.
It wouldn't. ICP Medical over there. The Insane Clown Posse Medical Services.
Well, you know, medicine for people of all ages.
I've actually met the Insane Clown Posse on several occasions. They're jerks. They might be nice to the fans or whatever, but when you're actually just interacting with them as like an employee at a hotel, they're real jerks.
Well, I guess I don't know.
Or though, you know what? Both times I met them, they were tired. It was after midnight.
Or are they post-show?
No, it was never post-show. It was in the middle of travel.
Oh.
They don't like to sleep on their bus. They like to sleep in a bed.
Oh, that reminds me. Somebody gave me a bunch of stuff, and I have those. They have action figures. Did you know that?
Yes, I did know that.
Okay.
I don't know if McFarlane makes them or if they have somebody else
I don't know
making
who made them. I remember I have them. I have them. Maybe I should just get rid of them. I have no idea what I'm going to do with them.
Oh, and my biggest non-paying item ever, the first time I met them, their manager gave me a few signed promo CDs. Oh my goodness, and that was back when people bid on everything on eBay. Oh my goodness, did those things get bid on and then not paid for time and time and time again.
Wow.
I guess the Juggalos were like, oh man, I really got to get this CD. And then when they won the auction, oh man, I spent all my money on Fago. What am I going to do? Or I got -3 feedback.
Or yeah, bidding on an item with negative feedback. That's a
Yeah, because eBay buyers used to get rated on feedback too. And one of the guys who won one of those CDs had -3 already, like a total of -3.
Man, I don't know. I guess it's like torpedoing your it's like torpedoing your eBay account and just going scorched earth on it, I guess.
Now they don't let people rate buyers anymore since people aren't sending money through the mail anymore, and because some buyers would just go crazy on people with revenge.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, Big Brother.
You left me a negative feedback. What? I'm going to win all your auctions for the next 2 months and not pay for any of them.
Not pay for any of them.
And create new accounts to keep doing it until
give me what I want.
have to. Now that it won't show us eating multiple sandwiches or me. They're not going to make fun of you. They're not going to make fun of you if you ate 2 sandwiches, but obviously I have to cut this part out too. Talking about it. Yes, I ate 7 breakfast sandwiches at McDonald's. 7. Nobody ever caught me, and I'd do it again too.
This is America. I don't doubt that. So you're just going to take the one hinge, or?
Yeah, I don't need the other hinge. There's a very high chance the cooler you walk up to will have a broken hinge at least one broken hinge in the first place. I'm not going to ruin a perfect one.
Well, if you had a perfect one, you could sell it.
I don't have any more cooler room, but yeah, but if it's perfect, somebody else we're not going to take the part off if it's perfect. Let somebody else get it. But they're rarely perfect. They usually have
They're older, wear
a broken hinge or a busted spout, or they look awful.
They've been weathered.
Oh wow, almost nobody here. Excellent. Do you have a pocket big enough to carry that camera around with you, or not?
Yeah, I can.
All right, we filled up a cart here, Peter and I. Let's go start chucking it in there. We got ourselves a Wilson ball glove. Got a whole bunch of artisan bears. I'm just gonna stick them all into one lot, get rid of them all at once. Gonna use this for dungeon terrain. Have it just be sticking out of the ground. There was none of those on eBay, so I said, sure, I'll try. We got handcrafted Mary and Jesus. At least that's who I assume it's supposed to be, given the outfits. Mary always wore blue all the time. It's in the Bible. Didn't know if you knew that. At least that's what I heard. Razzle, I'd never seen that game before. Got a Rubik's Cube for fun. Peter got that for one of his friends. A Sony remote that was barely worth it. Hockey bag. I've never bought a hockey bag and not had it sell. This is some sort of other kind of sports bag. I didn't look it up. It has a lot of pockets on the back. I'm sure somebody will want it for something. Oh, real good find on Peter. Harley saddlebags in great shape. Then there's about 1,000 hats in there. Really more like 150. Cable modem that was just barely worth it. All right, we're gonna get this stuff in here, then we're gonna take a break. Peter's stopping to do a little hash in between our runs into the bins. So after that, Peter and I went back in to look around. We picked up a few more items, and we filmed a bunch of shorts, and didn't really unload any of the stuff, so there's nothing to show there. Hey, so I now have my store down to the number of items I want, which is 2,300 plus the trading cards. And that's specifically 2,300 items over $4. Once an item falls below $4, it doesn't count as an item anymore. Eventually, over time, I'm probably going to raise that number. And I don't restock the cards anymore, so when they're gone, they're gone. So now I'm going to the bins way more often, but I'm trying to buy only the number of items that I have openings for. If I'm 10 items short of 2,300, then I fill my cart up and I keep the best 10 items, toss the rest back. You know, but like any rule, you've got to know when to break the rule. If I end up with a cart with 34 items in it and they're all worth $40, $50 plus, then I'm going to buy the whole cart, and instead I'll purge cheaper items from my existing stock, because I'm not stupid. I look stupid, but I'm not stupid. And I'm also discarding 4 items a day out of my store. I'm specifically targeting the oldest and cheapest items, the stuff that's been sitting around for years. Like yesterday, I walked around and I looked for everything that was pre-packed in a priority mail box. I haven't used priority mail in over 2 years. Whenever Ground Advantage came out, haven't used it once since then. So I know that stuff's been sitting for years. Tossed multiples of those out. Some of them somehow weren't even listed anymore. Listings had just disappeared. That's another thing. Sometimes your listings just disappear. Crazy, isn't it? Now, over time, this is going to slowly raise my average sale price considerably. Now, is it worth it for me to go to the bins every single day when I used to go once a week or once every 2 weeks? I'm not really sure as far as hourly earnings go. But it gives me a reason to get up early and start working early. And the bins are good exercise, because I really find it hard to find a way to get decent exercise. And no, I'm not walking up and down my street. I just can't. I can walk, but my street is just a slight incline. And fake legs hate inclines. And there's dogs and people who are going to stare at me, and I'm just not doing it. Hey, lost my mind just for a moment. Where was I? Oh. I did walk the bins one day last week, or I tried. I only managed to get down one single aisle. I managed to do it in both directions before I had to go back to my chair. I used to be able to walk long enough to fill my cart before I had to collapse into my chair. Now I can do 1 row, hoping to improve that to 2 rows at some point. But it's going to take some time. Now, recently, I put in some time and research and did a video on the top 50 VHS tapes according to eBay. And that video did great. Incredible results. It's only been like a week or a week and a day, and it is already my 6th all-time highest views. And I've been putting out a lot of shorts that I made at the bins, and those have been doing great as well. So I thought, let's keep it up. I said, I'm going to do similar video about video games. So I put in a day and a half solid work making this video, while forgetting the fact that my viewers do not care about video game related content. Only 25% of my viewers are age 45 and younger, and that is currently sitting at my all-time worst video, even though it was the most effort I ever put in. So that hurt a little bit. So I keep investing most of my eBay earnings, because now that we have no car payments, no house payments, no debt payments, or whatever else, so we can actually live on my wife's salary. So we're putting away all this eBay money for the most part. I do say for the most part, because I know we are spending some of it, because we just are, because my wife doesn't pay any attention to what we spend at the grocery store anymore, and those prices have recently gone up, and all that. And a little worried that if things don't change, my health, it's going to get to the point where I'll have to actually decide whether I want to have health insurance anymore, because I'm already paying $6,000 a year for health insurance that I only use in the years that I get a new leg, and even then it doesn't help me all that much. And if I'll even be able to get insurance if these bad changes go through, my rates are going to go up to $1,000+ a month, and at that point I'm not sure it's even worth it for me to have it, because I can buy a new leg for $13,000. So what good's the insurance for me? Really, not sure. I don't want to be living in that world. So let's hope that doesn't happen. So I've been tracking my net worth. It went up just under $3,000 last month, which is worse than all the previous months. But I sent a really big thousands of dollars just in case payment to the IRS. I really shouldn't owe much any taxes due to almost my entire eBay income being funneled into various tax shelters like those retirement accounts and everybody else, but I also don't want to pay a penalty for having owed tax in the first place. Chances are we'll get a huge, huge refund. I was going to do a follow-up video similar to the VHS one about DVDs. Apparently when you go to try to research high-priced DVDs, you're going to see about 100 box sets and lots and anime seasons and things like that for every singular disc that you find. It's not worth it. I'm not going through hundreds of pages of search results just to find 50 singular DVDs that sold for real money. It is not worth it. Somebody else can do that video. Hey, thanks for making it to the end. If you know anybody who collects vintage pool toys, then please tell them about this channel. I could use subscribers.
Forgive me, I don't know his actual name, but his YouTube name is onefootflipper.
So, now that it's just you and me, man, did that video flopping really, really hurt. It's literally my worst video of all time in views right now, despite being the one I put the most time into. If you have any friends or groups that are about video game content and might be interested, could you just do a one-legged man a favor and share that video into those groups? Maybe I can at least get it out of my bottom 10. That'd be awesome.